Hello, and welcome to all my beautiful, vibrant souls who are Libra suns, have big Libra placements, or are cross watchers for Libra to your month ahead predictions. This is looking at May 2024. If you are interested in love messages for the month ahead, I have started a new Patreon tier that will be zodiac love messages for the months ahead. So that will be linked down below. Yeah, it'd be neat to see you there, see what comes out on those messages. Oh, there's a little ant. But for our purposes, we're just looking at whatever spirit wants to bring through for your overarching themes for the month ahead. I will pull an oracle card to look at the major energy. And then I will pull tarot. I will pull 3 rows. It will be how this is playing out in your physical reality, right? Your physical world. How this is playing out energetically or what it means. And then a row of kind of like words of advice, suggestions, care, etc. from your guides. So with that, let's get into it, my friends. I hope April treated you very well and it was an abundant blessing. I'm being told to take 2 cards of the ones that fell out. So we have time out and environment. Some of you are trying to move. You're trying to change a job. Pardon my itchy face. And there's a pause here. It makes me want to look at what's on the bottom. Synchronicity. Okay, something's not moving forward yet. It's not time. You have been seeing a lot of signs about this thing and it's not happening. And it's kind of like, what the hell? Yeah, because at the top, the 3 cards initially fell out, but I only felt called to pull 2 and the one I didn't take was surrender. For some, you're trying to make a leap and it's not in the right direction. I'm just going to be real with you, okay? It's not in the right direction. And your guides are saying, whoa, this is like divine redirection, divine intervention kind of energy here. Your guides are saying, surrender it. At least for now, surrender it. This situation's on a timeout. Initially, when I pulled it, environment was upside down. And if you've been here for a minute, you know that I don't usually read oracle cards reversed unless the deck is designed like that. But it did get my attention. We have 44. That is a power number, but it also reduces to an 8. We have 37 that reduces to a 10, which is the completion of a cycle, and that always reduces to a 1, implying that with every ending is a new beginning. So this period of pause will eventually end, and some of you need to hear that, especially if you're very frustrated. I want to be like, Gah! If you're very frustrated, some of you, like I said, this has to do with a home. This has to do with trying to sort out a living arrangement, a living situation. There are like unforeseen pitfalls here that I feel like you might not be aware of. And again, this feels like with that synchronicity energy, you may have been receiving signs that this is the direction to go. And it's like, I don't know, little ant, sorry. It's like, I don't know what's going on because like I'm getting all these signs about this and then now it's not happening. It's not panning out. So you're being asked to kind of, I know the T word, to trust that there is a greater order in what's going on here. That's the first thing I'm getting. But let's pull tarot and find out the other T word. How this is playing out in your physical reality. And whenever environment comes out, this just means something that you spend a lot of your time in. It's part of your daily life, right? So I always jump to like home or like career, but it's something that you do on a regular basis, right? It's something that's a part of your regular environment. And with all the green, the heart chakra energy shown here, it usually denotes something that you're emotionally invested in, you're attached to in some form or fashion. Yeah, the 10 of Swords at the bottom. Some of you, this might be a situation where it's been very painful, it's been very difficult, but you're still trying to push forward. So like, let's say you wanted to move in with a partner and then there was like this really difficult moment of betrayal. Some of you are still so focused on what you want out of that situation that you're like willing to push through. If you've been working really hard for a promotion at work, maybe some like a coworker or even like, a supervisor kind of like threw you under the bus, right? The 10 of Swords is betrayal, kind of threw you under the bus and you're willing to almost overlook it because you're really trying to get the goal. And there's kind of a sense where your guides are saying you're being put in a period of pause this month, possibly to reevaluate, possibly to let things better align with you. But there's a need to look at what you're reaching for, right? And for many of you with that surrender, there might be a need to change course. I'm going to be real with you. Surrender was card 91, and then so that's also another 10. So I am kind of seeing that. The 3 of Swords. Oh, you guys. The 2 of Wands reversed. Okay. And the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah. So this is a situation where with the Two of Wands in reverse, you feel really drawn to this path like we were talking about, right? This always talks about kind of intuitively knowing that something is for you, and you're kind of toying with the idea, or you're actively starting to plan it out, make steps. It feels like you guys have planned this out. So you become emotionally attached to whatever this, I gotta know. I'm actually going to shuffle one card out of this. What is this environment kind of about? And it will be different for everybody, but I kind of want to like get further details. Completion. There's something that you want to wrap up, right? And it's with all the green here and then all the purple. It's not even just something that you're emotionally attached to, but it's something that intuitively you know you're supposed to be moving in a new direction, right? So maybe intuitively you know the end of a cycle is like coming or needs to happen. You need a change, you need new energy, but what you're reaching for might not be the correct way of like the best solution to that. Does that make sense? At the bottom is compassion. Repeating nines might be really important here. There could be a sense of, I feel like there's a sense of needing to have greater self-empathy. Parenting. Some of you, this is about wanting to have a child. This is about wanting to have a child. Some of you, this is about a cycle with a parent or possibly with a co-parent. I'm not feeling that as much. Spirituality. Okay. Some of you are trying to, and I want to look at this real quickly too, follow your dreams. Wow. Some of you are trying to like wrap up a difficult cycle. You're either trying to sweep something under the rug that somebody's done. Maybe a parent has like come back into your life, or you're trying to fix the relationship with a parent and you're kind of sweeping under the rug ways that they've really hurt you. We had that Ten of Swords. We have the Three of Swords. This is heartbreak. Ways that they've really, really hurt you. It's kind of like, I just want to reestablish this bond. I just want to work on this relationship. And you're willing to like overlook yourself in the process. For some, this is where if you really like want to have a child, maybe there are obstacles. Like this, an example of this would be maybe you and your partner want to conceive, but you find out your partner cheated on you, or there's like some like major betrayal going on with that, you know, Ten of Swords, Three of Swords. This might be where even though you really, really want that outcome, there is a need to reevaluate the approach, right? Reevaluate the circumstances. I'm getting that energy of the sunken cost fallacy of like, I've come so far, I've gotten like, I don't want to start over again, essentially. Some of you, this is like, you know, with that parenting energy, this is about like reparenting yourself, right? So there's something that you're reaching for and you're willing to put up, I feel like, with something that doesn't truly honor you or deserve, I feel like deserve you is the word that was honestly coming through. Because you really want to get to the goal. And there's a sense of like, I don't want to have to start all over. I don't want to have to start from scratch. Some of you, maybe you're going to like purchase a home with a partner. And again, there's a betrayal, right? There's, you know, there's some type of like heartbreak here. They've done something that is, I don't want to say necessarily unforgivable, but that really crosses the line. And it's almost kind of like you might be sweeping that under the rug a little bit in order to like not have to give up on this other dream, right? So something kind of like that. So in your physical world, what's happening is there's a sense where you're already like, you're really, really wanting something. You're really like, you know, this is a dream for you, really, really gunning for it. And to the point where, you know, the Six of Pentacles is always talking about generosity, but it's also talking about equal give and take, somebody who's showing up for you the way that you show up for them. And I almost get this feeling where some of you are willing to compensate. So if, you know, you give 3 pentacles, the other person gives 3 back. If somebody's only giving you 1 pentacle, it's like you're giving the other 2 to make up for it, right? That's kind of the sort of energy I'm picking up here. Is like you're willing to overgive in order to maintain the status quo, maintain the harmony, to not lose ground toward your dream. And that's why there is a pause and a timeout. So even if it's an unrelated thing, like again, using the example I gave earlier, you know, if you're trying to get a house with your partner, even if you're willing to like sweep something under the rug that your partner has done, this would be where you're blocked from getting a house, right? You're not getting approval for the loan. Your bid is not accepted. You know, paperwork is falling through, inspections are falling through, things like that are happening. The entire point is to try to give you time and space to really consider if this is actually what you want to do. I'm not saying it's not, but like, you can't pretend that something, 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords, that's very painful energy. And you can't pretend that something hurtful somebody has done did not happen. You know, again, maybe some of you are trying to establish a better relationship with a parent. And it's like, you're so happy to have them back in your life that, you know, you might be prone to sweeping under the rug this stuff that they've done that's really, really hurt you. So I do see that here, right? The entire point of why things are stalled is in order to give you time to really self-attune, self-empathize, but possibly reevaluate. What's going on energetically? The Three of Cups reversed. The Nine of Swords. Okay. What was at the bottom before? Yeah, the Two of Cups reversed was at the bottom. Pardon my itchy nose. And the Ace of Pentacles. And we have the Hermit at the bottom. You know, it's interesting that in this deck, the Hermit is the PB&J, right? The duo. This feels like somebody who you might be very close with, that Two of Cups, right? There's a soul bond here. You see yourselves as like PB&J with this person, right? Divine peanut butter, divine jelly. But like you see yourself as you know, like you're two peas in a pod. That's how you feel about this person. That's how they feel about you. This person, this could be a very close friend with the Three of Cups. Pardon me, my nose is just so itchy. I'm sorry. There we go. I'm fixing my nose ring. There we go. And there's a sense here where it feels like this is somebody with that version of the Hermit who, even though you feel like that about them, and even though you have that soul bond, the Two of Cups did show up, or you have had it at some point, this person leaves you by yourself a lot in some form or fashion. This person, I'm going to be honest, this person abandons you in some way. And they abandon you through their lack of effort is kind of what I'm seeing. And it was so interesting. We said earlier with the Six of Pentacles, imagine, you know, you're supposed to give three, they're supposed to give three, but they're giving one and you're making up the difference. And there's the one pentacle. It feels like this person is really good at coming in and doing things well in the beginning. This person might be really good with all the water in the background of talking about their emotions, or when they're really getting in touch with their emotions, they can make a very compelling argument to start fresh, to start again. They might be, like I said, really good at like starting things out. This person might be in a good place financially, and so they offer to help you toward a goal or a dream. So let's say if you have a really strained relationship with a parent and they are offering to help you pay down some debt, they're offering to help you with a down payment for a house. This is like, I really, really want that thing, but maybe there's like a tacit understanding that whatever has happened in the past, you don't talk about it, right? Whatever has happened, no, it didn't. Or that, you know, you, in order to get this, you have to kind of play by their rules. You have to sort of, you have to kind of do things the way they want to do it. This feels like somebody who is kind of inconsistent in some form or fashion, and kind of does, I feel like they try to take you into consideration, but push comes to shove, they'll pick themselves. Like every time. And it feels like at the expense of being honest with you, and at the expense of honoring agreements and commitments to you, right? And I'm not advocating that people don't pick themselves, but like what I am advocating is that, you know, people are self-aware enough to know what they can do, know what they want, know what they're willing to show up with, and be strong enough in themselves and honorable enough to be able to communicate that to other people, so other people can receive that information and do with it what they need to do in order to be healthy, right? That's what I'm advocating. But it feels like that's kind of the energy here. So what's happening is this person's showing up, or the situation, like, I don't know. So hang on, let me back up. What's happening with the energy is that there is this potential of a new beginning, and this is sort of, I feel like, what, again, you're focusing on, but coming along with that, attached to that, energetically, there's a lot of anxiety about this new beginning, right? There is a lot of anxiety about this new beginning because there is this energy here of having to kind of deal with the fact that somebody has just, I feel like, not stuck around long enough with you. It's kind of something I'm getting, because we have this, you know, cup of tea with the steeped one, and there's kind of a sense of like letting something steep, right? Letting something, like giving something proper time. It doesn't even feel like it's you particularly, but it feels like it's, you know, a relationship with you. It's like a commitment. There's something where it takes time, and it feels like this person doesn't always like stay patient, stay dedicated, right? With this Ace of Pentacles, they can start things, but they can't finish them. They can do parts of it, but they won't learn how to do the other parts, right? I was getting with the sugar cubes for some of you. It doesn't matter how sweet you are to them, they still won't address the thing that always brings you back to this Three of Swords. Either they don't want to talk about it, they won't, you know, work on it within themselves. There's something like that. If there is like something in your life that is blocked, that is not moving forward, I feel like a lot of you guys are, you know, energetically what's going on is it feels like you're being blocked from your happiness. It feels like, you know, you've maybe waited long enough and now you're ready to move forward. And there's a lot of anxiety about whether or not this will happen. But in general, I also just feel like there's a lot of anxiety around this situation because, again, some feelings are getting swept under the rug. So spending time kind of sorting through that this month might be really helpful. What is this Nine of Swords about? The Sun, because whatever this is would make you, it's an idea of like utter happiness you have in your mind. This could be involving a Leo. Sorry, my leg is itchy. Yeah, and we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse at the bottom because there's a sense of wanting to have stability, not wanting to, this is a comfort zone, right? This idea that you have in your mind, that whatever this manifestation is, you know, again, it's not a no, but it requires that we're able to like kind of uncouple our idea of the manifestation from why it's important to us, right? Because the way it manifests, the energy is the same, right? Energy is energy is energy. So the way it manifests can change. So when we figure out why we want to manifest something, why it's really important to us, we might still want to manifest it because it's, you know, because of the same reasons, but we might also find that it's okay if the manifestation changes as long as it brings the same energy around. Does that make sense? So some of you guys, it's like, it's not that it's a no, but it's that there's other work that needs to be done first. And I feel like there's something where someone has hurt you very badly, either in this situation or in like, you know, far in the past. And there is a distraction in chasing this manifestation. There is a distraction from truly acknowledging that and being able to self-empathize and self-support. What is the Three of Cups in reverse here? Yeah, the Judgment. This is where things, your guides are, I want to say begging you, but your guides are really asking you to look at, to like be able to look at, because you're about to move into a new phase of your life, a new chapter. I was going to say new segment. And so your guides are really asking you to look at all the pieces here, not just the parts that get you to where you want to go, not just the nice parts, but all the pieces here in order to make the best decision for yourself moving forward. There's that King of Pentacles reversed at the bottom. For some of you, this person can only ever provide financially, and that's not nothing. I'm certainly not trying to disparage that. Money is very important, but you want more out of them, and that's just not something they can give. And I feel I'm getting this energy from this person that they don't feel like they should have to. So for some, this is a father figure where you really want to connect with them. You want your dreams to be important to them. And so they might financially like bankroll you, which again is not nothing, right? But there's a sense here of knowing what you're looking at first. Knowing that, you know, getting that house or it's kind of like, this is really sad. It's like getting that house doesn't mean they're going to come over and have dinner at it more often. They're not going to show up more necessarily. This person has this energy of like they are who they are. They've shown you who they are. And a lot of you guys are kind of hoping that that will change over time, and it's not going to. And I'm so sorry to kind of put that out there, you know, and decide if that resonates with you and your situation. For some, it feels like this is something where you want more emotional connection. You want more emotional recognition from somebody, but all they can really come in and do is give you something material. And again, no problem with material things, no problem with like, you know, emotional things. But if you're looking for one thing and this person really can't meet those needs, you're essentially having to abandon self or part of self in order to have a relationship with them, in order to be able to move forward with them. So even if you end up accepting their offer or you take them back, it's just like needing to really self-empathize so you can make decisions. Like you can be aware of the decisions you're making and be like, is this really what I want to manifest? Am I going to truly be happy with the end result? And being able to see the situation clearly. So advice from your guides. Yep, King of Cups reversed. You're being asked to self-empathize, my dear. Strength, Leo energy showing up. And the World. Wow, this is hard. The Lovers at the bottom. You really care about either this dream or you care about this person involved. You really, really care a lot, right? This would make you very, very happy. Gemini energy also showing up. It would make you really happy. But we have this little, what looks like a sturgeon, right? You're always swimming upstream with this. And I think what your guides really want you to sit with and assess this month with this time out is, am I going to be happy spending my whole life swimming upstream? Because again, I think whoever is involved, whatever you're dealing with, this is not going to change, right? King of Pentacles reverse. If this is a boss, whatever the problem is, it's going to keep repeating itself, right? So like, maybe you like the status of the job or how much money you make, but it's like, if it wrecks your mental health, is that going to be worth it for you, right? And so basically what your guides need you to do this month is really spend time thinking about how this makes you feel. Let yourself feel your feelings. Let yourself really connect with how this makes you feel. Because the question you then need to ask yourself is, do I want to stick with this? Would I be comfortable staying with this feeling indefinitely, or however long I'm connected to this, right? Would I want that? Would I want to be in that situation? So if you're trying to get a house with a partner who has openly admitted to cheating on you, you might really, really, really want that house and really want that to happen. But it's a question of, once I get the thing I want, am I going to be happy with the fact that I'm with this person? Am I going to suddenly magically feel better about it? If you're trying to have a child, right? And similar kind of energy, like a partner who has maybe really betrayed you in some form or fashion, who has really hurt you. Some of you really want a child and you found out that your partner doesn't, and you're hoping they'll change their mind. And it's kind of a sense of whatever the status quo, whatever it is, it is. And I feel like you guys need to sit with your emotions this month and really ask yourself, if things never change, because there's a very high likelihood they won't. If it doesn't change, is this what I want to be my experience? Is it worth it? Is that going to be like a good enough trade-off? Because yeah, and if you decide after that it is, there's nothing wrong with that. You will never find any judgment here, okay? But your guides are urging you to take time to really think about that, sit with that this month, and decide if that is going to be where you want to like, plant your flag, where you want to camp out here. 2222 on the timer as I'm saying that. So again, big decisions, right? But that's everything I've got for you guys for right now. I hope this has been helpful. I'm wishing you a healthy, happy month ahead. You'll have to let me know how this pans out for you, because I get really curious about it and I love hearing from you guys. Once again, if you're looking for love messages, those are on my new Patreon tier, linked below. Yeah, and it's always a joy to get to connect with you. Have a beautiful month, and I will hopefully see you soon. Take care.